How about we take a minute to talk to One Split Second director, Robert BONTRAGER. Robert, hey, good to see you, man.
Hey, pretty good. You did better with my last name than I usually do, so that's
BONTRAGER. BONTRAGER.
Yeah,
oh
that's awesome. No problem.
How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going great. I'm just very happy to be here. Just promote this film of mine that really shouldn't exist, but through the miracle of higher powers, here we are. So I'm glad to be here.
Well, I know there's an amazing story about the making of this movie, but before we get to that, tell me about the story of One Split Second.
Sure. Yeah. Well, One Split Second revolves around a Black conservative radio talk show host. His life is turned to shambles when his wife dies in a carjacking, and this causes him to rethink his beliefs and to really question what is the meaning of life. So it's a journey of this guy who thinks he has it all put together at the beginning, but then he realizes, wow, there's a lot more questions I have to life. So that's about the story in a nutshell.
Well, before we get to the behind the scenes, which is a remarkable story, let's watch the trailer from your YouTube channel. I want to shout it out. Robert BONTRAGER is your YouTube channel.
Yes.
And subscribe there. So
awesome.
Let's take a look at the trailer. It's 2 minutes of your time. We'll look at this right now together.
So, you want to move to New York?
Ben was on the phone to New York. We're looking to pick up a new radio show.
Interested in us? Excellent.
Are you serious?
Ian just got the word today, and I'm taking you out to celebrate.
Let's go.
It's like God gives each of us a life and then says, okay, let's see what you can do with it.
You'll have a better opportunity to practice your law. I'll have a national platform for my ideas.
And a house in a better neighborhood, right?
Of course. Eileen, now I can finally start to make a difference.
But when I look around me, I don't see the industrious people Bastiat describes. Something is definitely wrong. Life is painful. Does that pain change reality?
I'm thinking, screw doing the right thing. It's not going to bring Eileen back.
Is life nothing more than the accumulation of our experiences?
You gotta stop torturing yourself like this. I mean, we're all trapped in this thing called life,
Or are there permanent truths which give our lives meaning?
Maybe life doesn't mean anything after all. The same crap, different day, and then you die.
Yes, this is he.
This is Ms. Helms calling from the Department of Children's Services. Why haven't you come down to pick up your son?
Your son? Russ, you are starting to sound like a soap opera.
Now on Prime Video.
Yeah.
Wow. First of all, how'd you get involved with this? And I wasn't sure if it was a period piece or what, but I have that camera he's holding I collect antique cameras.
Yeah.
I got that camera. But what is the story behind the making of this?
Yeah, well, real briefly, I went to film school graduated in 91 from Biola University. And in 95, I wanted to become a director. I just wasn't able to make any inroads. And at the time, there were these popular no-budget feature films like Clerks and El Mariachi. And I thought, hey, I could do something like that. So I talked it over with my wife, and we thought, yeah, let's go for it. We're not getting any younger. So I went to this other film school. I don't know if you have heard of this, but Dov S.S. Simmons Film
Yes.
School.
Oh, I know Dove. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, famously, Quentin Tarantino went to his school.
Okay. Yeah,
Took his
other
directing
people
course.
did too and stuff. So I went to that and I learned a lot of, shortcuts and how to do big things with no money and stuff. And so that really gave me the ammunition that I need to tackle this project. And so I used locations that were free to me, that were interesting. I lived close by to Biola, and they had this radio station, and it had this nice mural there. So we thought, hey, we could film in front of that and it's in the studio. So we decided to write the story around a radio talk show host. And so, because we had the location for free. And so, yeah, we filmed in 10 days over Thanksgiving break in 1995. We spent under $5,000. We shot on 16 millimeter film. We were able to get short ends from studios like at Paramount Studios and other places. And yeah, it was just a whirlwind because 10 days is not a lot of time to shoot a feature.
I know. I mean, and Dove S.S. Simmons, one of his big like things he tells you is you have to make your day. You have to make your day. I mean, that's funny. You took the same course as Quentin because the basics never change. Whatever film school you go to, it's these concepts must hold true.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So you shot this in 1995 and you're just finishing it? Is this?
Yeah. So
no, I mean this as an amazing story. It's a film decades in the making.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally. So yeah, when we were done filming, I didn't have any money to edit it on film. So the strategy was to edit it on video, show an edited video of the film to distributors in hopes that they'll pay the finishing cost to finish it on film. So we did that. We finished it on videotape. I invited different distributors, but I just couldn't find or get anyone interested in the film. And it was just a lot of work and effort, but just nothing after nothing. And I was just very discouraged about that because I thought, really good film. And basically it just sat in my closet for 20 plus years after that, because I just couldn't find anything to do with it. So that's kind of where it ended up for several years. And I think one reason why is there's some scenes that quite didn't work out because we shot so fast. There were a lot of takes that were just one take. And I shot everything strictly to storyboards. So I knew exactly what we had to do. It allowed us to move quickly, but I didn't get much coverage of stuff. And so I was really locked into certain shots and haven't been edited a certain way. And some scenes just really didn't work. And I think that really brought down the film. And that's probably one reason why that they didn't want. Anyways, so it sat in my closet for 20 years. I kind of forgot about it because I moved on with life. And then one day I just had to clean out that closet and I came across the film and I thought, oh man, what am I going to do with this? Nobody wants it. Nobody's interested in it, So I thought, I just want to be done with this. So I made the decision. I threw it in the trash.
What?
I threw the entire film in the trash, the negatives, the sound reels, the soundtrack, everything in the trash. And I watched the trash truck come, haul it away, never to be seen again. And I thought, okay, at least I'm done with the film. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to think about it anymore. Okay, great. Well, so what happened? How did I get to this point here? So what happened was that, I don't know, maybe about 9 months to a year later after that, I get an email from someone that worked at Biola. Biola is the school that I went to back in 91. And they said, hey, we're contacting past students from the school. And I heard that you did a feature film a while back. Is it possible to get a copy of that? Because I like to archive it for our future students. And here I thought, oh, wow, this is the first time anybody's asked about the film. while it's great, I had to tell them, look, I don't have it anymore. So I thought, okay, well, but I said I had some student films that I did when I was at school. So I looked through some old boxes of old videotapes for my past student projects. And in there, I found the edited Super VHS master of Split Second, of 1 Split Second. And I hadn't thrown everything away.
That's crazy. So this is one of the positive uses of AI is, and I even used AI for my documentary I made. We had footage that was on like 480, like regular standard old TV VHS tapes that we up-resed using AI to finish my documentary Attack of the Doc. We were talking about G4 earlier, like just to up-res it to make the movie HD. So this is one of the things, and it's unbelievable. I've seen I love that. What was that World War I movie that Peter Jackson made? I forget the title, but
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He used AI. He used AI to increase the frame rate, and to do a lot of things. Now I love that. It looks so. You use that because the movie we just watched the trailer. It looks great. That does not look like VHS.
Yeah, that it came from not Super VHS, so it's a little more detail to it, but not a lot. But we'll take all that we can get and stuff. But yeah, I went through quite a process to do that. I can kind of walk through a few stages here if you want to see some examples.
You were showing me earlier. Let's check it out.
Let me switch my camera here. There we go.
Amazing.
You can kind of see that. So this is a still frame of the Super VHS, and I'm just going to play it here. So you can, it doesn't look too bad, but there's a lot of things here. If I were to pause it, you'll see these lines here. That's interlacing artifacting, because when you shoot on film, you shoot at 24 frames per second. But video is 60 interlace fields per second. So it has to go through this telecine process to convert it correctly. And so so that's one thing I had to work with. Another thing is I wanted it widescreen. So I had to crop in on the image so it makes those lines stand out even more. And here's another shot from later in the movie. So you can kind of see a lot of the interlacing. So what I had to do was first get it back to 24 frames per second. And the nice thing about telecine is that you can reverse that process. So I went through and I reversed telecined the entire film. I had to take it all apart shot by shot and reverse telecine each shot. But after I did that, it now looks like this. So now every frame is a perfect 24 frames per second as originally shot from the 16 millimeter camera. So there's
and you can see that it was shot on film. You can see the dust particles from the negative and hair popping. See, I like that. I like film is alive. You know what I mean? In a way that video doesn't. It's different. And
there's a streak here. There's like scratching the negative here.
It's not bad though. It makes it look like a lost classic.
Right. However, I agree with everything you said here. However, I wanted to restore this to the best that I could. And so that meant dealing with these issues here with this dust and the scratches and the pops and stuff. And so what I did was, because I do editing in my real job, and in my spare time, I worked on this. I went through frame by frame using After Effects to paint out all of these dust and scratches. It took me about 9 months to do, and it was about 250,000 frames. But I'd work on a little bit here and there, and because and the reason why I was motivated to do this was I had watched it with fresh eyes, and I thought, wow, this is really good. And
I mean, it's just watching the trailer. It's a film that's of its time, right? And there was a really exciting in the early 90s, like exciting period of there's all these new filmmakers. I mean, Soderbergh, he started his career in 89. There was, of course, Kevin Smith, with Clerks. There was this era of like fresh, exciting, and this really seems of its time.
Yeah.
You know, Spike Lee, all these
Mhm.
people at that time being like passionate. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
thanks for coming on here. So
Oh,
we can
yeah. Yeah.
see yourself in the window. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
So
so then
just
so after that process, it was then upres
yeah,
to get it
that
to
was the next
18?
stage. That was the next stage. And I couldn't have done this uh, a couple years earlier because at the time when I started this, a program came out, Topaz Labs Video Enhanced AI. And so I was able to get rid of all this grain and noise. And so after I did that, it now looks like, whoop, it now looks like, oh, this is with the dust and the scratches gone.
Right.
Okay, so dust and scratches are gone. So now I up-resed it, and now it looks like this. So this is the
Holy,
up-res.
that is dramatic. It's
So
not
that's-
video.
Yeah, so this is up-res to 1080p. All the noises, a lot of the noise is gone. I went and had and put in some film grain because you got to have a little texture
grain.
to it. Exactly. But this is before and after. And then there was another process I went through. I felt the face was still a little too soft. So I found another program from Topaz Labs called Gigapixel AI, and they had this face restore feature. However, it only worked for still frames. So what I did was I took apart every frame and turned it into a PNG file and did a batch capture and ran it through this new program. And now I'm able to get a better definition on the face to get from this to this. So you can see how the face, hopefully that's coming through on your end, but the face is a lot more defined, a lot clearer and sharper. And so we're now even more back to looking like high definition of.
And I have to compliment you also on the cinematography. It is
thank you.
a different kind of lighting. That's what some people don't understand. Black actors need to be lit differently. Some black actors do. And that's why I feel that you need to write cinematographer who understands that, right? And it looks amazing, and it really seems like a period piece.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, having gone through this process, restored the movie, retained the spirit of the era, did you reach out to the actors?
Oh yeah, that was part of the story. I kind of skipped over there. Let me go back to myself here. So yeah, what happened was because when the person from Biola reached out to me, I thought, well, I'll just put it up on YouTube. I'll digitize it, put it on YouTube as a novelty. And I thought, let me reach out to one of my actors. So I reached out to my main actor, Tim Starks, and he tells me the story that just blew my mind. He said that he had a VHS copy because I gave VHS copies to all the actors so they can use it in their reel. And he said that his brother would frequently use the VHS copy of the movie to show his dropout and at-risk teens, because he works for a school in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow.
And he would use it frequently as a teaching aid. And he loved the film because it has a message in it that really resonates with kids, teenagers that have dropped out of high school and don't really know what to do with their life. And he would use that. And I thought, man, you mean to tell me my film actually did some good in the world? Because here I thought it was a failure to sit in my closet the whole time. I thought, whoa, that's just amazing. So that's what really motivated me to want to put all that I could to restore this film as the best that I could make it. So,
well, congratulations. What has been the reaction now with it's now on Amazon Prime, or it's on Prime Video, and so how people reacted, and also it's can generate money now.
Yeah, it just came on last month, so it hasn't really generated too much because people just don't know about it. So I'm hoping this will get the word out and everything. But I did have a premiere. I was able to contact my original cast and crew, and had a premiere at Biola, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, they were amazed with how it looks, and I was able to fix those edits and those scenes too with doing compositing and some new tools that I have available to. I was able to fix those scenes that I felt like didn't work, And I'm very happy now with the entire film. And a lot of those cringe moments of the shots that didn't work, I was able to fix, and it really flows nicely now. So this is just something I couldn't have done back in '95. It just really needed today's modern tools to really allow me to finish it. So.
And you didn't go into debt. I mean, the
No.
equity in the film is sweat equity. I mean, you spent $5,000 in '95.
Yeah.
Which is, well, probably, let's be honest, it's probably like 4 or 5 times that now.
Yeah.
But like, that is remarkable. This is like a whole other thing. I mean, you did a restoration and even like, fixed a lot of things you weren't happy with. I mean, not in a George Lucas way that like changes everything.
Yes.
But in a way to like really finish the film as intended. And that's interesting to have I'm really curious about how you saw the movie when you first made it. You're kind of disappointed in yourself, and you see it now and you're like, no, there's something here. And it brought on a life of its own.
Yeah, because as you're making a movie, you have visions for what you wanted to do, different shots, different scenes, different moments, and some of those didn't quite. Oftentimes, they don't really transpire as you intended it to in the final, because no matter how much you put into it, it turns into something else, and that's what you have to work with. Right. And so the ending is really what was beyond my expectations. I had this other idea for an ending, but I couldn't film something, so I did something different as a placeholder. But that placeholder turned out to be a lot more effective than what I had originally had in mind. So sometimes you get these happy accidences that really helps the film. Other times things kind of fall apart and you just got to work with it the best you can. So yeah, it's just a process to make it the best you can. You're always trying to improve things. So
how satisfied are you that this is now a project 33 decades in the making and it's finally here?
It's very, like I said, I shouldn't be here talking to you. I threw it away. I threw it in the trash can.
I cannot believe the negative is gone for the film.
Yes,
it's gone.
It's in the dump somewhere.
Oh, my God.
But be able to do this, because if I had the negatives and scan them in, that would have cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
To do that. And I don't have that kind of money, and I probably would never have done it. But because of this whole situation, it's like, hey, let's do it. And I'm just amazed with how it turned out. So yeah, I'm really happy with the results.
You've got a website. I'll put the link in the description.
Put the link in. You don't want to say it.
It's your personal website, rwb134.wixsite.com/1split-second.
Yes.
Here is the poster for the movie.
Well, thank you.
Here, more info about the film. People can get it on Amazon. Are you working on any other movies right now?
Well, I currently work as an editor for my current job, so that's going pretty well. And I do really enjoy editing a lot. I would love to make another film, but after having done this one, I just want to make sure that I really got the story right and how I like it and stuff. So I just don't want to jump into it. So yeah, I would love to, but I haven't come across with a story yet that I'm still looking for and trying to think about. So yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations,
well, thank
Robert.
You.
This is a remarkable story. One Split Second. It's on Amazon right now. Check out Robert's work, your YouTube channel, where people can contact you on your website, your YouTube channel. What is the YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's just Robert, my name, Robert Bontrager. You just go there and you'll see you see some of my student films, just a lot of mixed stuff there, even some stuff from my kids are on there, kind of more of a personal site. But yeah, you can see a lot of different things on there that I've done. Even some early student films that when I went to Biola. So
great. Congratulations. Take care, Robert. Great to talk to you.
Thank you so much.